What is up, and welcome back. Another episode of Blood and Beer, the show where we talk blood sport and we drink beer. Today we're talking UFC Paris. Yes, UFC is back after a week off. We're going over to Paris for the first time this year for Nassourdine Imavov versus Caio Borralho in a potential title eliminator for the main event. We got Frenchies throughout the card, though. It's going to be a fun-ass card, I tell you what. BSD versus Mauricio Ruffy. We got Balaji Oki taking on Mason Jones, and Mason Jones' second stint in the UFC. And we've got a ton of guys that are champions in other promotions making their UFC debuts. I'm talking Losene Keita. I'm talking Axel Sola. I'm talking Hardwick on short notice. What are we doing here? All making their UFC debuts. Breaking down the whole main card today. I don't know if I came out the gates hot or what, but breaking down the whole main card, giving you our best bets at the end of the show. As always, this year to date, we are up 35.94 units on the year. So we're kicking butt, taking some names. That's how we do it over here on the Blood and the Beer. But yeah, we're going to kick things off with the main event. We have Nassourdine Imavov taking on Caio Borralho. And Imavov's coming in here off a TKO over Israel Adesanya. And prior to that, he put on a clinic versus Brendan Allen. He's beaten Jared Cannonier just like Caio Borralho has. The guy has really good striking. He's proven to have knockout power with that knockout of Israel Adesanya. Now, his wrestling, it's not anything that you're going to send him to the Olympics for, but it's formidable. I mean, he's got good takedown defense. He's got good takedowns. I like Imavov here. Caio Borralho, he matches everything I just said. It's just, I think that Nassourdine Imavov's a little bit stronger, a little bit more athletic. And if this is a 50-50 fight, if it's razor close, we're in France, the crowd's going to be oohing, they're going to be on, they're going to be losing their shit for Nassourdine Imavov. So, I'm sorry, I got to go with Nassourdine Imavov at plus 110. And while Caio Borralho is undefeated in the UFC since coming in, he's looked great. I mean, not even really a close fight. I just have not been super impressed in all of his victories. You know, knocks out Paul Craig. Paul Craig's kind of a chinny guy. That's understandable. Decision over Abu Smagomedov, super inconsistent. Mikhail Oleksiejczuk submitted. That's how he loses. Jared Cannonier, yes, he's a litmus test, but he is over the hill as well. So Caio Borralho, I just have not been impressed. And while Nassourdine Imavov, he's had some losses in his UFC run, I think that those losses have made him better against guys like the Sean Strickland. He had to draw with Chris Curtis because of I think it was a back of the head shot or an eye poke or something, but he also loses to Phil Hawes in a decision early in his UFC career, all the way back in 2021. I mean, Nassourdine Imavov, this guy's been to the highest of highs and lowest of lows, and if he can get an emphatic finish here, then he can get a title shot. Same for Caio, but I like Nassourdine in this one, and I don't think it's going to be a boring fight because Dana White came right out and said it. He said the winner of this fight or the winner of RDR versus Anthony Hernandez is going to be taking on Khamzat Chimaev for the middleweight championship next. It just depends which winner looks best. So the guys are incentivized to high hell to go out for a finish, and I think that's what we're going to see in this one. And I think Nassourdine Imavov, he's either going to edge him on points or he's going to potentially tire Caio Borralho out. Because I didn't even get to mention, Caio Borralho just cut weight 2 weeks ago to be the backup for the DDP versus Khamzat Chimaev fight. Kind of a silly thing to do, to go through 2 weight cuts when you have a number one contender fight coming up across the ocean, across the world in France. You do it for you do it for Chicago. I don't know. I think that was a poor move by Caio Borralho. I wouldn't be surprised to see Caio win it. It's just, I think Nassourdine's just a little bit better. And physically, those guys match up the same everywhere. 75-inch reach, 6'3" to 6'1", both middleweights, obviously. Southpaw versus Orthodox, 29-32, both in their physical primes. It's just, there's not a lot of places that you can pick differences. From what I've seen, the eye test tells me Nassourdine Imavov's better. So my guts got me going with the dog in Nassourdine Imavov. And I don't like that double weight cut that Caio Borralho's doing. I just don't like it. And Nassourdine's a plus 110 dog. You kidding me? We're going with Nassourdine. Next up, we have Benoit Saint Denis taking on Mauricio Ruffy. Mauricio Ruffy coming in minus 190. Benoit Saint Denis plus 160. And BSD came into the UFC the same way he comes into every fight, like an absolute wrecking ball. This man was running through people, shoots out of a cannon as soon as the fight starts. Kind of blows his load every now and then, though, and ends up getting finished, like in the Dustin Poirier fight, like in the Renato Moicano fight. And the guy he's going up against, not a guy you want to blow your load against, because he's going to style on you in Mauricio Ruffy. Coming off the spinning wheel kick knockout over Bobby King Green. Mauricio Ruffy's looking to continue his undefeated streak in the UFC. The guy's only getting knockouts, except against James Lontop, where he landed 1,000,001 strikes on the guy. Now, BSD's got one-punch knockout power. He's got finishes with the submission. He's got a nasty submission game, but I just think this is going to be Mauricio Ruffy's night. I don't like betting on BSD because that gas tank is so suspect. The ground game is not there, and while Huffy, however it's pronounced, of his 12 wins, 11 are knockouts, I still think that we're going to be seeing him to be competent enough on the ground to not get beat up by BSD. Give me Mauricio Ruffy, though, in a pretty easy fight. I think it's going to be a fight that shuts the French fans up. But if BSD does go out there and overwhelms him, imagine how loud that French crowd will get. BSD in his hometown of Paris, France. And, yeah, I mean, BSD does push an insane pace. And if he gets you out of there, it's going to be early. But his significant strikes landed per minute, 5.4. 4.2 takedowns per fight, 1.5 submission attempts per fight. I mean, the guy's going for it, that's for sure. He's got 10 submissions to his game. I think that he's kind of been figured out. I think guys have figured him out in his last couple of fights. Yes, he beat Kyle Prepolek. Kyle Prepolek was not in the UFC anymore. He's coming in on short notice. Yeah, give me Mauricio Ruffy. Minus 190, minus 1,000. Give me Mauricio Ruffy. And then we have Paul Craig taking on Modestas Bukauskas, and I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this fight with Paul Craig and Modestas Bukauskas. Paul Craig, been chinny as hell, been getting finished, been getting beat up. Modestas Bukauskas, while I don't think he's the best fighter at middleweight, or at light heavyweight, I should say, I do think he's physical enough to get the job done, and I think he's going to be able to knock out Paul Craig. If he can just get him up against the cage and start swinging some bombs, he'll be able to overwhelm and drop Paul Craig. Paul Craig's chin is gone. He hasn't won a fight in, let me see here. He hasn't won a fight since July of 2023 against Andre Muniz. Got the second round TKO in his second fight, dropping down to middleweight. Next up, we have Borralho Oki taking on Mason Jones. Plus 130 for Borralho Oki, the hometown guy. Mason Jones coming back at you, minus 155. And I think that we're going to see Borralho Oki have a pretty good showing here. I think Mason Jones is a favorite because he is coming off that nice win over Jeremy Stephens in UFC Des Moines. But I don't think that Jeremy Stephens is really he's damaged goods at this point in his career for MMA. He's great at bare knuckle. Keep doing your thing, Jeremy Stephens. Don't come after me. I think you're a beast. But I think the 7 strikes per minute by Borralho Oki is going to be a problem. I think that he's going to be able to anti-wrestle against Mason Jones. I think that Borralho Oki's just going to be more athletic here. These guys are the same height, same reach, but give me Borralho Oki in front of the hometown. I guess he's not French. Borralho Oki's from Belgium. Goodness gracious. I don't give a shit. Crap. I don't give a darn. Give me Borralho Oki in the upset, plus 130. And that brings us to a stretch of fighters that are all champions in other promotions making their debut in the UFC. And what's pretty cool is a couple of the guys that they're fighting were champions in other promotions before coming to the UFC. Anyways, we'll kick things off from this stretch of things with Axel Sola. He's taking on Rhys McKee. And this fight's going to bang. Axel Sola is this grimy dude. He likes to get it in the clinch, throw some knees to the body, throw some elbows. His boxing shots, he's going to want to throw them to the body and then work his way up to the head. Just likes to make it a grimy fight. Likes to pull the dog out of you. And Rhys McKee, this dude's good. He's got a good jab. When it's working, his boxing is really nice. But I just don't think he's UFC caliber. I think that we're going to see Axel Sola overwhelmed this man, Rhys McKee. Rhys McKee, yes, he's coming in off of his first UFC victory, but I think he's getting fed to the wolves. This Axel Sola guy, he's fighting in front of his home country in France. He's going to make a showing. He's 10-0-1. He's the champion of Aries, and he's going to be trying to make people think that he's going to be the champion of the UFC. He may not be, but I think we'll see an emphatic finish out of Axel Sola. Rhys McKee has been finished in the past, and I think Sola is going to be the man to do it again in UFC Paris. But yeah, Axel Sola, man. The guy's clinch game, it doesn't even look like good Muay Thai. It's like a Justin Gaethje clinch game where it's kind of sloppy looking, but it gets the job done. He just draws the fight out of you. He's a fun fighter to watch. If you get a chance, check him out on YouTube. Pitbull, Patricio Pitbull, former Bellator champ. But that's not the champ we're talking about making the debut. No, it's Octagon champ, Losene Keita. He's running things over in Octagon. He's 16-1. That one loss that he's got over there is off of an injury. So he's really 16-0. We're gonna mark that from the record. And Losene Keita, the dude's a monster. His striking's nasty. He's got great anti-wrestling. He's not going to want to go to the ground. And he's got 5-round experience, having been a champion in Octagon for so long. Obviously, Pitbull's got the 5-round experience. Pitbull's getting a little bit older, but he's very tricky to fight. He's a tricky guy on the ground. He gets you to the ground with slippery trips, though. And he can hold you there just with his high fight IQ. He knows how to keep you where he wants you. He's got great top control and slick submissions. But I think ultimately Losene Keita, he's 27 years old, Pitbull's 38. I think that we're going to see Losene Keita have a great night, his coming out party, and as a minus 225 favorite. I got him at a little bit lower price earlier in the week, but minus 225 favorite. I think he's going to be a force at 145. This Losene Keita. Those guys that fight over in Europe, they don't always have all the hype coming over because Cage Warriors fighters haven't been looking great lately, in the title picture at least. Losene Keita is going to change it. This guy's physical. He has a high volume. He's got knockout power, and he's just an athlete. Dude does not want to go down. He's scrappy, and he can go the 5 rounds. He doesn't get tired. He's not going to get worn out. Pitbull's not going to do anything that's going to wear on this guy's gas tank that's going to zap him. I mean, 27, and he's already got 17 fights in a high-level promotion like Octagon. Give me Losene Keita all day. He's in my parlays. And if you want to do a fun little parlay, here's the last leg of it for you. We got Harry Hardwick stepping in on short notice. He's a plus 140 dog taking on Caio Fernandez. And Harry Hardwick's the better of the Hardwick brothers, I think. He's the Cage Warriors 145-pound champion. He's stepping up, going to fight Caio Fernandez at 155. But that's not a problem with his 5'10" frame. He's tall and lanky. He's got kind of a Max Holloway, Nate Diaz style with his striking. It's volume heavy. He's going to get in your face. He's going to throw strikes to beat you up and overwhelm you with pressure. He's going to get you out of there by exhausting you, by not letting you breathe because there's a fist in your face, and every time you try to suck oxygen, you're sucking leather. That's Harry Hardwick's game. And it could be a problem for a guy like Caio Fernandez who may be getting a little worn out by that pace, by that pressure, because Caio Fernandez, he's only landing 4 strikes a minute. He's not a big wrestler, though he does have a great submission game. I like Harry Hardwick in this as the dog, plus 140. I don't know if I'm going to put him in one of my bets, but if you like the parlay of the 3 debuting champions from other promotions, you go Harry Hardwick, you go Losene Keita, you go Axel Sola, and there you go. And UFC, debuting them all on a fight night in France. You love to see it. And it's daytime MMA. So shout out UFC, giving us something good. This was a quick show today. Am I forgetting anything? Yes, I am. The bets, baby. Let's get to the bets. I shouldn't have done that smack. So, as I said, we're up 35.94 units year to date. We had a down week, UFC Shanghai, and the climb died with Lonnie Kavanaugh. We're going to take some time, regroup. I don't feel super confident in any of these high number picks that I would do a climb on. I was getting a little liberal with my climb last time, a lot of minus 200s, and, eventually you're going to fall off the ladder, and we did. But we're going to kick things off with the main event for my bets. We spread 10 units out every week, see how they do. So that's where that 35.94 comes from. That's the profit on the 10 units that we spread each week. Nassourdine Imavov, give me 4 units, plus 110. 4 units turns back 8.4 units. Then I got a parlay on the prelims with Andreas Gustafsson, the Viking, and Losene Keita. 2 units at plus 166 gives us 5.33 units back. I got Balaji Oki. F it. Plus 122 units gives us 4.4 back. And then Axel Sola, 2 units, minus 135, 3.4 units back. So that's the bets for the week. And UFC Paris, it bangs. I think it starts at 3. Let me double check it here while we're going after it. But the prelims bang as well. Don't miss those. We also get the debut of Ante Delia, another champion from another promotion. PFL heavyweight champion 1 year in the tournament. As I mentioned previously, Andreas Gustafsson taking on Hanat Fakhretdinov. We got Sam Page Hughes. She's taking on Shauna Bannon. Sam Patterson versus Trey Waters. Omar Sy versus Brenton Ribeiro. William Gomi versus Rai Ruchala. Is that his name? That can't be his name. I've got that guy's name butchered. I'm sorry. Prelims bang, though. That's all I got for you. I'm sick. I'm going to edit all my coughs that I can out in the editing before we get this posted. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you check us out. Apple, Spotify, Amazon, anywhere you get your stuff. at Blood Beer MMA. I'm losing my voice. I probably won't have it in the morning. That's all I got for you. Thank you for tuning in. Peace. I'm out. UFC Paris. Oh, yeah, I was getting that time for you. My God, I'm terrible. 12 p.m. prelims, 3 p.m. 12 p.m. prelim, 3 p.m. main card start time. I'm out.